Here's, I don't know who this guy is. He's got a crazy monkey with a lightsaber as his avatar. He's here though. Oh yeah, he's just got to record. Oh, where are you at?
Dude, you're on, man. I'm recording. Oh, you got your
Good
Trader Joe's
morning.
back?
I had these hid
Uh, for emergency purposes.
emergency purposes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today's episode of Clown World and Crypto is brought to you by Trader Joe's Jumbo Raisin Medley. Delicious. And also brought to you by the Federal Reserve, where we double quantitative easing. We're going to kick this can down the road until the economy just implodes. That's how we roll in the US, right? If you're going to do something, go all out, man. Go all out. Fuck it. All right. So anyway, talking to somebody in the chat a little bit ago. No, he's a little upset he didn't get in a trade. Last thing you want to do is be in a trade before this FOMC, before these meetings happen. That's like, you might as well just play Russian roulette. You are gambling. You have no idea what these corrupt people are going to do. Now, was there a high percentage they were going to freaking kick the can down the road? Yeah, there was, but you never know. And I told him, I was like, if this would have went the other way, if they would have just cut QE and they would have raised the interest rates today, Bitcoin would be at 44K right now. Guarantee it. Instead, it's over 49. Right? Not only did they increase QE, they doubled it. Fuck it, let's buy 30 billion a month. I mean, are you shitting me right now? Then they're saying, and they're going to be some interest rate hikes, maybe 3 in 2022. They probably aren't going to do any. They're probably not going to raise the rates at all. They're just going to keep on freaking doing what they do and buying assets. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, dude. They're going to get it to the point where they finally stop printing money. The market is going to implode, especially freaking the traditional stock market. It's going to implode like crazy. So, what are we doing? What's Bitcoin doing right now? It's ranging, right? We're still ranging. We're in the 68.3 Laplace distribution range on the weekly. We're going to range in between this mean and the top side of the 68.3, in my opinion. This little Fed announcement, could it pump Bitcoin? Yeah, but the ball right now is in the bear's court. They don't give a shit what they're talking about, right? This is a whole different animal. I mean, it would not shock me at all if, like I said, if sometime this week we go down and tap this 95.4 Laplace distribution range, just a tick over 44K. By the time that price would get down there, it'd probably be 43.8 region, I would imagine, just by looking at it, because it's going to fluctuate a little bit as when you get violent price action moves. But at the same time, this could be a shot in the arm to crypto, right? Andy says crypto is not a threat. Well, of course not. They're going to come out. They're going to try to FUD crypto. They're going to FUD crypto. They're going to FUD crypto. These guys are mining crypto. They're stacking crypto. Guarantee it. It's a joke at this point. If people haven't figured out what their plan is and that they're not doing all this shit on purpose, you're sleepwalking. You're just sleepwalking in the matrix, man. I don't know what to do for you. But it's all right. It's cuckoo.
World's largest miners are being built in Texas as we speak.
Yeah. So right here this week, the top side of the 68.3 is right about 53K. And then you've got the first give me a second here. Yep. First standard deviation, normal distribution is at 54,688. If we can close this weekly candle above, let's even be safe. Let's say we get up above 55K. I was just telling somebody in a totally different Discord. I mean, oh my God, I should never expose myself and just, I start talking about things. Now I get tagged all the time. They want to know about financial shit. And I'm just like, well, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'll I'll make a couple little statements there. And I was talking about what the Fed did today. And I'm like, the end of the year run for Bitcoin, this could get stupidly ridiculous, to be honest. At the same time, it's all about probabilities. It's all about probabilities. But don't be shocked if Bitcoin's not at $100,000 in the next couple weeks. It would not shock me at all, especially with the announcement we just got. Wouldn't shock me at all. This is going to be a really interesting close today on the daily. And that's what I was telling our one of our members, Wolf, earlier in the chat. I'm like, pretty much made the right decision. Sit on your hands. Yeah, there's no way I would be in a trade, even though it was highly likely what they were going to do. And could you have made some money? Sure, you could have. And it was all over the charts. I mean, immediately, as soon as the announcement was made, Bitcoin pumped. We'll get in the shorter time frame charts over here and show you the indicators. But what if they went the opposite way? Bitcoin would have just dumped. That's what's so crazy. I would rather wait till the end of the day, get a new daily price action volatility range, see how tight it is, see how wide it is, get an idea of what the indicators are looking like on the lower time frame, and then make a decision, right? Then make a decision. This isn't a sprint. This is a fucking marathon, man. We're talking about generational wealth can be made trading these assets if you just take your time, be careful. Be careful. Let's see here. So yeah, once again, I'm going to show this every day. We're ranging right now. If we were to come down here and start closing some daily candles below about, be safe and say 41K, or if we close candles to the top side of the 63 above, I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna say 55, right? I'm gonna say 55, but it might spark a run if we just close something over about 53.5, get up above the 68.3, maybe even test it, right? Come up, bounce off of the mean of this projection, right? Run up here to about 58, then get a little reversal to bounce off the 68.3 midweek next week and skyrocket. Who knows? That could happen. Could happen the other way too. We have no idea. Crypto's crazy. We don't know what the real players are thinking right now. The people that actually move these markets. It's none of us. It's none of the retail traders. Right? That's why we trade this way. The main reason why we trade volatility, probability, and statistics. We want to trade with the algos, not against them. You're talking about suicide. Are you going to be right sometimes? Yeah. But 95, probably higher percentage of people don't take their profits. They end up losing money. They might get lucky and be on the right side of a trade. They might be with the algo, right?
Yeah.
And they don't take their profit. They're just because why? Because they're emotionally attached to their trade. Got to get over that. You can't be emotionally attached to your trade. You've got a winner or you got a loser. Act accordingly. That's all you can do in these markets because they are volatile as hell. You will never see another asset class that acts like this. I don't care what anybody says. Nothing ever has. I mean, this thing is amazing. We get a percentage pump in a 15-minute candle that SPY might not see all week or month or year. It's insanity. Now, obviously, SPY's been on a run. I'm kind of being a little facetious there. But let's take gold, for instance. You can apply that statement 100%. That thing is just stuck in the mud, being manipulated by the central banks and paper gold, all this other bullshit. I'll tell you what, coming into this new year, I know it's pretty obvious it's not going to happen by the end of this year. As soon as we get a Bitcoin back, as soon as we get an ETF that's settled in Bitcoin, you actually own the underlying, right? There's options attached, all kinds of fun shit. It's going to go nuts. It's going to go fucking crazy. That's when regulation will kind of form up, take form. And that's when all these big investment firms are going to just come pouring in, not just in the States. I talked about yesterday, I watched that video with the, God, what is it? UAE, Is that correct?
There's there is one in the UAE, and there's also a Euronext one.
But they were talking, and this lady was interviewing a sheik.
Yeah.
The guy was actually pretty damn cool. Sometimes
Yeah.
those guys rub me the wrong way. This guy was fucking on it.
Yeah.
Spoke English very well, and he was just letting everybody know. He's like, "Look, we're dick deep. We're balls deep in the S&P. We cannot go into crypto. There's no regulation right now. That's very dangerous for those people. As soon as there's some sort of solid regulation on cryptocurrency, they are going to dive in." He was talking about just the small sides, like 240 billion, that they're ready to just shovel into crypto.
There's already there's already hedge funds that are that big based out of the UAE that are basically all the way in, and it's just not exactly a thing to be bearish on long term at the moment. They're putting a lot of investment capital into this because they know the long term is not looking dark for crypto at the moment, and fiat is not a big winner in the end.
We all know what's going to happen. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And this is just a massive super cycle reaccumulation, bullish reaccumulation formation. I'm not talking patterns. I'm talking about just people are going to say, "Oh, that's what price action makes." No, the volatility makes this.
Yep.
And this is exactly what's going on right now. And this fucking thing could just explode. And then you're going to have the same people. Like, I mean, I'm going to have my hands full when I get back to my property. I mean, I just got another call today, right? This guy's already rented an office. He's like rented an office in downtown Indianapolis. And he's like, "Oh, you got to go down there." He's got like a group of 20 or 30 people. They're scared that they want to get into crypto. They're scared to death, though. They don't know anything about it. La, la, la. He wants me to put on a presentation and be part of this trading office and all this shit. And he's got a broker license. And I'm like, oh, my God. This is the last thing I need. I'm already busy as shit. But I thrive on getting people into cryptocurrency. I mean, for crying out loud, the more people you can get involved with this, the better. It just brings more utility to the entire space. The more people that realize this is a real asset class, and it is 100%. So I can't wait for that. I mean, dude, we talked on the phone for like an hour and a half. He's just picking my brain, wanted to know stuff, and yeah. He got caught up in the whole Binance thing. He had a bunch of shit on Binance, and fucking he's struggling getting everything transferred from, the regular Binance where, you're not allowed to trade as an American citizen. Bullshit. But anyway, he's having trouble getting everything transferred to Binance US. So
I still like Monero for a whole lot of reasons. That one of them is that. And
that's why
or Deep Onion or any of those, but Monero specifically because you can mine it on any computer. It's ASIC resistant, the whole RandomX. Like it's not an algorithm that's gonna get rigged by giant computer rigs and people with massive amounts of money. It's literally for the people, and I love that. It keeps it more decentralized. Like maybe it's not as popular as Bitcoin, but it offers a whole lot that people think Bitcoin offers until they get into it.
I have no clue.
But it's really cool.
Let's see, 25 bars. Yeah, that's why I got heavily invested in another privacy coin, Deep Onion, and I'm just holding. Their developers are incredible. They do nothing. If you go to Deep Onion's website and look at what they've done, you'll be like, how the hell have I never heard of this? Privacy coins, people are scared to death of them, especially exchanges. That's why it's hard to get listed on exchanges. So I'm just waiting for that day, and the thing's gonna pop. All right,
well,
it will pop.
Decentralized exchanges make that whole entire fear kind of moot. Like people can fear it all they want, governments can fear it all they want, but ultimately they can't really control decentralized exchanges unless you're going to shut down the entire internet. So.
All right. So this is 2 hours. This was about approximately about 2 hours before the FOMC announcement, and this was the daily low, right? Could you have got in a trade here? Me personally, like I said before, I had no interest in getting in a trade until after that announcement came out and after the daily range. But right about here, this is right when it came out. the volatility kicked up big time, right? It pumped, we opened up, and what happened? This thing slams down. And so, and that was before was before the actual announcement got posted. So right here, you're like, now what if you're in a long and all of a sudden you see this going on low time frame? You're probably going to get out of the trade. You're going to just screw yourself. You got to wait to let this thing play out throughout the day, because then it roared up, pumped, had another dump candle to the bottom side of the 68.3 on the daily, bounced off it. So where are we right now? We are inside the 68.3 Laplace distribution range on the daily candle. We got to let this shake out. Look at the projection from that time at 2 hours before the announcement, right? First, it ran up the 95.4, then busted up past the 99.7. Where did it reject from? The bottom side, pretty much, of the weekly volatility range. You had the daily R1, and you had the top side of the 68.3. There is a shitload of, let's call it volatile resistance right here. The bears are going to defend this area like you would not believe. If Bitcoin can get up above this weekly range, say Bitcoin gets up above, let's just even say 50K coming into the new day. But first, you got to look, where's the new daily volatility range going to be? Close. I wouldn't be a bit surprised here by the end of the day. Bitcoin works its way down to a 48.5 region, right in here somewhere, probably, because this is where the new daily range is going to be at, somewhere right here. Then we're going to have to let it shake out and see if the bulls are going to be able to push their way through this 50K area, right? If they do that, we could get a pretty powerful day tomorrow, especially with the announcement that came out, right? You saw the beginning of it, and some of these alts just went fucking berserk, like Matic and Avalanche, right? Avalanche is up almost 16%. Matic up over 10%. And I talked about this the other day. If Bitcoin starts to rip, Matic and Avalanche, Solana's up over 10%. Those three, and Cardano. I'm not going to leave Cardano out. What's Cardano up? 4%. Yeah, it's okay, but it's going to rip. Those four projects are probably going to rip and Bitcoin takes off. Would not doubt it at all. So that's going to be four that'll probably highly correlate starting on like the 4 hour with Bitcoin. And you could see all five of them start climbing tremendously. And if we can get up and close above 50K and start working our way up above that weekly 68.3, right? That's up there. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to be safe. If it's going to happen this week, if we're going to get a big move, maybe even a 2SD move up there to like that 59K area, we got to close these next couple daily candles above the 1SD up here. But let's even be safe, 54.5, 55K. And this thing could just launch by the end of the year. And then all these dumbasses that are talking shit to everybody was saying Bitcoin's going to 100K are just going to be like having their thumb up their ass. They're probably in a fucking short. Just stupid people out there that don't know how to trade. All they know how to do, though, is talk shit about other people that do know how to trade. That's what's hilarious. That's what always is cracking me up. The loudest people in the room are the ones you better not listen to. Tell you right now. Because they're gonna wreck themselves every time because they think they know how to trade and they don't. They don't at all. It's ridiculous. here. I did see on the daily, we did get above the mean of the deviation bands on the daily, right? You've got the first standard deviation band to the downside at about 40,117. The top side's at, where are you, little dot? Yeah, 56.8, 56.8. So here's the mean right here. The solid white line is the mean, the top side and the bottom side deviation band. We're above it, right? You can see when the day open, but before the day open, we dropped back down to almost at 46K, 46.5-ish, right in there. And then with that announcement, boom, now we're above it. Not only that, we're above this log return moving average that is set to a 9 length, right? We are above that as well. What's next? The 33. Where's that at? 50, 53, 52.5. So we're getting closer to that area, but look where the reverse wave trend's at, 55K. If this daily can work its way up above and start closing some daily candles above this reverse wave trend, could have party time in the making. And then you got the Fisher, which is powerful as hell, and it's up there at 57.1, right? So to get to that area I was talking about, which is gonna be, yeah, look at the top of the bands. We're talking up above 59K, right? We're talking about up above 59K. Let's see what's up here at 59K. What kind of weekly action we got? Well, there is the there we go. Where are we? We're going to be right back up in the monthly range, the monthly volatility range. The bottom side's at 58.4. Top side's at about 61.2-ish. The center's right at about 59.88 area. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. And if we do, we get above all those bands and we get above the reverse wave trend, the reverse Fisher, you're going to find ourselves probably back here in the monthly range. And let's say the week of Christmas, right? Or before, let's see, what's the date today? 15th or something? Next week. Let's just put it that way. By next week, if we can get up in this monthly volatility range, don't be shocked at all if we literally the last week of the year, while everybody's opening up presents and shit, we run to that area up there. All right. We get up to that 90K, 100K. It wouldn't shock me at all. Might surprise me just because of what Bitcoin's done. I've seen way crazier shit happen. Would not shock me at all. Let's go over here now. Oh, fun. Oh, what's this? Another new indicator. Oh my goodness. Do they ever stop? No, there's a whole damn page of new indicators. I'm just like, what the hell do I do with all this? This is the inverse Pearson skewness. It's the what? Yeah, exactly. So, is what this is telling you, right? This is the skewness of the distribution. And when it is heading down, you are going to get bigger down moves and lesser up moves, if you understand. Vice versa if it's heading up, right? And it's starting. I'm just now working with it, trying to get some good settings on it to try to figure it out, and it looks very promising, very promising. But of course, let's see. Here's the move we had earlier. Let me get a vertical. Let's see.
He's been pulling real nice moves on the 4-hour. That's for sure.
Get a good spot right here in the 15-minute. So the Z-score was already heading up. Returns oscillator was bouncing off the zero mean, right? Bouncing off the zero mean, and was there any? No. But these bounces on the zero mean are powerful. Right after that, you start to get an outlier on the Z-score. You can see where it turned blue. You start to have an outlier on the variance. It's positively correlated and slam right to the top side, right? And that, while it was having its outlier, it took you right to the top of this candle. Then we had this real quick move back down to all these log return moving averages. But then as the variance is coming back down, it's negatively correlated. The thing just walked all the way right back up to the top, right? And the finish off, it turns up positively correlated. But now it was coming down positively correlated. walking price action down. It's turning up now, negatively correlated, starting to have an outlier. This price could come down, right to that area I was talking about, another $500 or so, something in that range. Hell, maybe even lower. They're really going to try to shake people around here. So if you're trading, I highly suggest trading the lower time frame
Yeah.
volatility. Let's see. Let's go to, I want to
Honestly, I had a lot of
12
fun
hour.
today. Shorting and longing today was great. Just real
Here.
low time frames, because much safer. Take profits early and often. Like greed is such a profit killer. If you're too greedy, like it's good to have some greed, but too much is just not good for P&L. You got to be realistic to some degree.
Let me see here. I'm doing.
Now's a great time to remind you all that there's a holiday sale on the alpha trading indicators and trading systems. And if you check out the alpha trading Discord, you can find out all about the alpha trading system, which includes all kinds of educational information and access to the servers and real traders in real time who answer all kinds of questions. And so if you're not in alpha trading yet and you're just watching this for the first time on YouTube, check out the Discord with the link in the description below.
Some real quick. No divs. So the new 2-day candle bounced off the 144. All that bull div I was talking about. All the bull div on the Z score. So I mean, there was a lot of things saying, could have been a front runner. The volatility, the divergences will tell you what the market's going to do, but I don't dare get into a trade before we have that type of announcement. Silly, absolutely silly. So let me go stream chat. Just in and just some NFT discords, Sayron, that I'm on. That's all. Not really any crypto trading discords. I mean, I've got them to open up a couple channels so I can talk about stuff. Just trying to gain attention about the indicators more than anything. And we've actually got about 3 members from there, to be honest, from the Yeti Discord. Let's see. Day. Yeah, I gotta figure this out. Yeah, because I gotta talk to Van about that indicator. And obviously is what I'm gonna do right now. I need more room. Taking that baby off. That later. Let's go to the 90-minute here. Let's go to the 90-minute. I mean, look at the 90-minute.
You
90
guys
minute had
watching
a
this video
nice outlier.
get to see some the insights on the new indicators even as we're testing them before we even release them to anyone.
No div. No div. So on the 90, wasn't any div at all. Nothing. No div, no div, no div. The div was down here. The bull div was building, right? We had several stabs of bull div on the returns oscillator. I mean, there was a lot of things on different time frames showing the market was going to go up. But if that decision goes the other way, it would have you might as well you would have been able to shit can anything you saw there. We got some hidden bull building right now on the 45-minute. The fishers are turning down off of the second deviation band. But we got a little bit of correlation building to the top side on the entropy indicator, but the entropy is dropping back out of trend. Obviously, it's a no-brainer what happened there with the beginning of the move on the 45. You had contraction negatively correlated. Then the rest of the top of the move, it went positive correlated with expansion. Let's see. I looked at the daily. I want to see what's happening here. the daily. Turn off this higher time frame. Turns oscillators. Get a better look. Yeah, I mean, we had the bull div. We had a couple stabs of bull div, right? So we're getting this up move on the daily. I mean, we just got, there's, Bitcoin has a lot of work to do. There's a lot of overhead resistance, big time. Um, there's no bear div or hidden bear div being built right now. And to be honest, the oscillator and the price action, there's probably not going to be any build, to be honest. I mean, if that price action goes up, I mean, you can see the gap of the returns oscillator and the price action. It's about the same. Usually you don't get that. Usually you don't get that. So I don't think there's going to be any kind of types of bear div being built there. And obviously, even on the daily, nice steady plane of bull div was building on the Z score. Same thing, no bear div quite yet building. That's where the bear div will build, is on the Z score, especially if it goes up a little bit more. Could get a higher high on the Z score, lower high on the price action, and get a turn down. Let's see. Whoops. Gimme. Okay. Oh yeah, I mean, geez Louise. So we had that nice up move, right? To that peak. Well, then on that candle right there, the oscillator dropped off a cliff. And then we got that walk down in volatility negatively correlated, right? Or the contraction negative correlation on the volatility. It didn't do shit for the returns oscillator though. So what did it build? It built bear div. Now the returns oscillator is heading back up as price action is pretty much dropping, building hidden bear. Well, if we reject right here on the 15-minute, we reject right here off the zero mean, this baby's going to drop. Let's see, where's a 9 at here? About 48,350. These log return MAs are tight, real tight. That is a magnet right there. Yeah, I mean, I could see this thing going down to 48 if anything. Where's the BRE? 48. It's probably down here by this weekly. It's a little too low. No, it's at the 68.3. It's actually at the top of the daily volatility range. It wouldn't surprise me at all if this thing drops back down. And look where else. Looks right at the top of the daily volatility range. It's the top side of this 95.4 Laplace distribution range on this projection. Let's see. Oops.
I mean, it's
Popping on my
not a law of physics.
laptop.
It's not a physical material thing. It's a digital asset.
Spread this out. Oh boy. It's got some work to do. This is the 4 hour. Everything is just getting so tight. I mean, you can see what happened. This 4 hour reverse wave trend and reverse Fisher are literally a bear to get by. A bear. You can see where the 4 hour candles pulled back to the reverse wave trend. It got somewhat close to the reverse Fisher, but this thing's right to flip around. But I'm telling you, you got to get up here. You got to get above the 4 hour Fisher, number one, and close a few candles. And that's above 50K to be safe. That's above 50K. So if the 4 hour starts in that, there's confluence, right? We were talking about 50K on the other indicators. So to get up there, you got to get up above 50K, close some 4 hour candles to even make a run to the 68.3 on the weekly. That's at 53. But that's a step. That's a step in the right direction. Getting above the reverse wave trend and reverse Fisher. Having the low length log return moving average set on a 9. Definitely heading up. I don't have it set to the variance colors, but I can just guarantee it's from the standpoint of the 9, it's probably returns are back above the mean, variance rising. Change that real quick just to Oh, my band. No, it's a deviation band, knucklehead. There's the UPM. Okay. Where are you, little nine? There you are. Wait a minute. I lost my mind. That is the 9 down there. He says 9. Give me a second, everybody. Yeah, that's definitely 9. Where the hell is my setting at? It's in Halloween. Okay. There it is. Plot 1 colors. There we go. It's below here. Jesus, price break. Oh my God. I was like, am I losing my mind right now? There's variance check. Right? 2 colors. That's plot 2, right? Plot 2. Yep, there we go. Exactly what I just said. You can see how now it's on the variance colors. It is blue. So that is telling you that the returns are above the mean and variance is rising. But we're talking about a pretty low length power mean that could change in a heartbeat. We are getting a rejection right now. Oh, that shifted everything back. Shifted my Fisher and wave trend. Well, this could definitely reverse here for a little bit, especially at the end of the day, because it is rejecting from that wave trend, reverse wave trend. I mean, since we had the big dump, right? I mean, just look at this price action. And I'll tell you what, another thing that would not surprise me at all is if this does this to the end of the year on the 4-hour, right? We just slowly go sideways, building up, building up, building up until this 4-hour gets up above the bands. The bands all flip, right? This thing is great for trend. It's great for trend. I can show you. I mean, obviously, look when the bands flip. Been down ever since. The whole run up on that 4-hour, right? From the 41K low. First 65K high. Then we had the little pullback. Then we had what, 60? Yeah, I don't know. What was it? That one right there was 68.5. But then we almost hit, what did we get up to? 70? Yeah, almost got to 70. Powerful. But remember, when all this was happening, right, where you had this higher high on price action, if you were looking at a weekly chart, the returns oscillator was a lower high. Bear div on the weekly. As it played out, maybe a little bit, only probably about 40%. So go figure. Go freaking figure. All right. That's what I'm seeing though on that 4-hour. Go back over this chart real quick. Yeah, this 15-minute is just begging just to rise up with this outlier negatively correlated. And that's really going to bring the price down. Especially with this historical volatility z-score dropping, positively correlated. Yeah, yep. We're dropping back into randomness on the 15-minute after that nice pump we had. And I mean, it's kind of slow right now, right? We're contracting, negatively correlated. It'd be a bit surprised if we got some volatility come in with this down move right now. This thing would drop like a rock because I mean, it's starting to really drop down in the negative correlation. Probably see some significant negative correlation, especially if this returns oscillator rejects off the 0 mean. You got both the Fishers and the 45 heading down. I mean, this is exactly what you want to see with this indicator. Exactly what you want to see. That's why we use this higher time frame as well. These other 2 lengths. It's this goes back to way back in 3.5 years ago trading using some stochastics, right? Using a 15-minute stoke with a 45-minute stoke. You trade to 15, whichever way the 45's heading. Could actually get some good returns. Only if you take your damn profit, though. Not saying you can't make money. You can make money having your donkey make trades for you. pin the tail on the dumbass. But yeah, I like to know what's going on with volatility. I like to know when Bitcoin's in trend. Any asset, I love to know when it's in trend. I like using statistics.
Yeah, and also the problem with Stokes is it tends to be latent, right? 'Cause especially when they're price-based Stokes, like they're latent, they're lagging, so it's a lagging indicator. So it's great if you want to know what you should have done. Yeah.
Talk about her.
Yeah, very well said, Yasha. That is so true. So many of these traditional TA indicators are very lagging.
Yeah.
Say,
Oh,
Ron, what you talking about? There's no bull div. No bull div on the 45. No, sir. Unless, well, I mean, it depends on what you have your settings at. If you set your returns oscillator to a 7, there is not any bull div. There was some weak bull. There was some weak bull. Got about the same on the data sets on price action. A little bit of a higher low on the returns oscillator from back here. But the 4-hour is above the zero mean. You could get a bounce here. If you're just looking at these log return moving averages, I mean, we got a nice rejection off the 54 to the dollar, pretty much. Boop, rejection. Yeah, this is obviously, if we go to the BRE again, we're gonna price action always wants to work its way to this new daily range, which the center is probably going to be around 48.5. So we'll see what happens here. We will see what happens. Quick. Oops.
I mean, you got
Oh,
the 15
wrong.
minutes of the alpha trend machine median, literally like right where it is now, 48.9 change. It's just fighting right there. I love that 15-minute. It's so good.
Double checking here. If anything, I mean, there's hidden bears setting up on 4-hour Sayron for sure. Right. I mean, but the returns oscillator is not set yet, and it's just going sideways. So if this were to be a local high right here on the 4-hour, I mean, there's going to be some hidden bear. Because like I said, I wouldn't be a bit surprised they run this thing down a little bit here coming into the end of the day, or especially into the new start of the new day, just to shake some people up. That immediately, as soon as the announcement comes out, what do people do? They get over leveraged. They probably go long. And just in because Bitcoin got up to what 49.5, and they're like, yeehaw! They didn't take any profit, even if they got in down there at whatever 48, even lower than that. And right now they're like, oh, why are you coming down? The Fed said we're just going to inject $20 trillion into Bitcoin. What the fuck's going on, man? How dare you? There's no way Bitcoin's going to come down now. You got the big bank, man. You got the money printer turned on. Shit's gonna happen now. And then wrecked. So we're not surprising me at all for them to drop this down. Knock some people out of their positions. Let's see what happened. I mean, a lot of longs piled on just on Bitfinex. I can't imagine. Let me see some. Oh, yes, I'd love to. There we go.
Dogecoin. But Dogecoin. 17.9 cents.
Here. Yeah, as I've talked about before, right? The all exchanges reserve. Hello. Pretty damn low. Not a lot of Bitcoin to be had. 2.3 million to be exact on exchanges. Got the net flow. What's the net flow? 3.7K to which side? Yeah. So there's definitely more Bitcoin heading out of the exchanges, right? People sending them back to their hardware wallets or whatever. Oh, here's the pump. It's coming. So we'll have to see how that plays out. What am I looking for here? Is this? Oh, Jesus. I wonder what was going on. It's like, why are these charts not set up the way I had them set? Well, because you weren't on your favorites, goofy. Stable coin supply ratio pretty low too. But obviously, long-term holder, they're holding.
Yeah.
Long-term holders are not selling. That's what you definitely want to see.
Yeah.
No miner outflow at all. Miners aren't selling. Definitely no. Yeah, if you right now, I guarantee you, if Bitcoin were to drop down back to even the today's lows at 46, you'll definitely see some long liquidations because people are morons. They love to get overly leveraged. Funding rate. I expected to see that starting to go up. No, actually went down. Funding rate is dropping. Well, that's actually good. Open interest dropped too. Dropped two today. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. But more just wanted to see the inflow and outflow on the exchanges. It's plus to the outflow by 3K. Okay. A lot of Bitcoin. Wish I had 3,000. It'd be real nice. All right, let's get off there. Bye-bye. And is it 246? Let's pop over here on to yeah, it's gonna Matic. Let's see what's happening over here. Yeah, now there was some hidden bull on Matic, 100%. There was some hidden bull on Matic. This is exactly what happened to Matic. I was saying, I probably said Monday stream. I was like, if Bitcoin takes off, Matic's gonna freaking explode. And it did. Pulling back right now with Bitcoin, as usual. Matic kind of rejected here on the 4-hour second standard deviation band. Positive correlation. When the historical volatility z-score had an outlier, it was positively correlated, so we get that nice rise. But now z-score is heading back down, still positively correlated. Yeah, just like Bitcoin, what's it building, right? It went right from hidden bull right into bear div, and that's what I meant. There's bear div over on the 4-hour on Bitcoin, not hidden bear. Jesus, maybe that's what Sayron was even talking about. 4-hour bear div. Is that what you were talking about, Sayron? Probably. Because there's definitely no bull. But yeah, definitely. So there's Matic, right? It's the same. It looks exactly the same as Bitcoin. Remember, Bitcoin on the 4-hour, it's right above the zero mean. So now we got this bear div setting up between returns and price action. The only divergence I care about. Could care less about any of the other traditional divergences. They mean nothing to me. Matic is having an outlier to the top side. That can change in a heartbeat, though, right? 100%. Especially if this bear div does play out. Hell, I could bring Matic back down to $2, $1.90. Who knows? Especially if I'm telling you right now, this is. I'm gonna laugh my ass off if Bitcoin does what I could possibly do right now. If this thing just burns that whole pump away, I'm just gonna laugh. I'm gonna be like, typical Bitcoin. There you go. All you knuckleheads that didn't take your profits, you deserve everything you get and then some, right? and then some.
Just like the infamous the China pump of a couple of years back. I think it was in the summer or something when China gave one of their the leader gave some kind of pronouncement about Bitcoin, whatever it was, and it pumped the price pump from like I think 8K to 14K or something, and then like within a day or something it was right back down. It's just crazy.
Especially this last 4-hour candle, that gets below that first standard deviation band, can definitely come back. Yeah, it's a little under $2. Gaussian mean of those bands down here at about $1.85. The first standard deviation. Surprised me at all if this thing dumps out, shakes out some of those freaking people that got over leveraged. Think about it. What does Bitcoin do? It loves to do that to people. Loves it. And so, and especially after a pump like that, after the announcement we just got, that could be the bounce of the freaking century, to be honest. I mean, pay attention. Especially if this thing starts to dump out and head back down, could possibly even be looking for, let's see, where's the 1SD going to be at on the daily? So if we get a new daily range right around here, probably 47, around 47K could be the 1SD right in that area. If the new daily range centers around 48.5-ish, something like that, you could have that 1SD down here at about 47.250, somewhere in that range. That could be a nice bounce off the daily 1SD. I'll definitely be paying attention. I just want to see what the hell the thing's going to do after we close. Whoops, that's not it. Let me see here. 15-minute Matic. What's it saying? Same thing. Yeah, building the hidden. So there's some hidden bear on the 15 building, and you got the bear div on the 4-hour on Bitcoin and Matic. Matic's 15-minute ABR is flashing, at least the low length one. They're both probably positively correlated for sure, especially after coming back down. 100% can see. I mean, Matic was already expanding right here, positively correlated at the beginning of its run. Then it started contracting, negatively correlated. When did it start coming back down? Right when the correlation broke positive, continuing the contraction down. Now it's fallen off a cliff to where it is literally flashing. And we are positively correlated right now, finishing up this down move. Now, if we get expansion comes in here, what does this usually do? Usually ebb and flows into a down move. You get expansion negatively correlated. So we'll have to see how it plays out. 100%. Let's see if it's a similar reading. Actually, I'll go back to that in a second. Give me a minute here. Let's go to, I'm going to see what the daily's looking like on Matic. Yeah, contraction negatively correlated. Walk this baby up on the daily. Nothing really on the daily entropy, but one thing that has happened, couple, yeah, especially from right here where we got this dump out on Matic, we're gonna rejected from the zero mean. What's building right now? Hidden bear divergence, and that is on a daily. Okay, that is on a daily. To be honest, I mean, I really it won't surprise me at all if we still hit that number. I'm seriously thinking that we're going to range. We're going to range. And what would really fulfill out this range and knock some longs out of their position before Bitcoin really makes a move? We go down to this Laplace distribution range at 44, 44.5 area. Holy shit, man. You'd have people crying. Oh my God. What the hell? YouTube Jimmy said, the Fed said, don't worry. We're going to pump everything to the moon. Just go long. That's why you don't listen to YouTube Jimmy, right? You learn how to trade. That's what you do. Or you can continue to contribute to all of the retirement funds of volatility traders and high frequency trading firm algorithms. Yes, those robots, right? Those robots, they'll need a little vacation, the little drinks with the little umbrellas in them and shit. For sure.
I can assure you the traders winning most of the trades do not mind winning most of the trades, and those of you who are losing most of your trades, take note of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This is definitely a target for the end of the day. I mean, well, we only got about an hour. This is where I could probably see Bitcoin coming, just because of the confluence right here and the magnet that is this daily volatility price action range, which we didn't get far enough away at all. This would be typical Bitcoin, typical freaking algo fucking trading, where they're like, okay, retailers, oh, you thought that was it? Nah, we're just gonna take all your money. People get all excited because the Fed's like, hey, guess what? We got a new Folgers scan. We're going to kick this thing down the road forever. So load up your longs. Use a lot of leverage too. Ridiculous.
Keep transferring more wealth to those that already have most of it.
Yep. Let's see something real quick here. Matic's. Yeah, so where did Matic? Matic got up above its weekly volatility range, right? Well, then what? Now we're below it. Great little fake out, right? Here was Matic's daily range. Where did Matic start to pump off of? Right when Bitcoin did, right? About 2 hours before the Fed announcement. It bounced right off the bottom side of the daily volatility range. Skyrocketed it. Where did it go to? First standard deviation was right here at the center of the weekly range. There's a lot of volatility right here today. It's no brainer. This thing came up to the daily, literally the daily. 1, 2, R3. There's the R4. Rejected off of the daily R3 and that new 4-hour candle, last 4-hour candle of the day, it rejected right off the daily R3 and the first standard deviation normal distribution to the top side. And now it's worked its way back down below the weekly range. I could easily, so where is this daily range going to be at? Pretty easy, like Bitcoin, right down here somewhere. Right, I'll tell you, to be honest, man, it's going to be a little bit over $2 probably, somewhere. At least maybe the bottom side. You might see the center up here on the 68.3 of today, the top side of the 68.3, maybe 205. Could get a daily range. It's going to be probably pretty wide too. That's another thing too. A lot of this shit could range tomorrow because you're going to have some bigger volatility ranges. So that would not surprise me at all, as everything is dropping before the end of the day to say, screw you longs. I'm a bear. This is what we do. Oh, of course they are. Right, St. Ron? I'm sure people on Twitter are saying the Bears are fucked. It's a riot, man. These people have literally no idea how to trade. You think after watching these markets for so long, people would get an idea of how Bitcoin operates, but they never do, man. They never do. They don't go learn how to trade. They listen to YouTube and Twitter Jimmy, right? Then they get
Learn how to
screwed.
follow. They learn how to follow.
Yeah, it's going to be a riot if this thing literally just takes this whole pump and says no thank you, and we drop back down to like 46.5. I'm going to laugh. It is going to be funny. There's no doubt about it, because people are ridiculous. That's why we don't trade watching YouTube Jimmy or Twitter Jimmy. No, get away. You don't like grapes. Or grapes, Jesus. They were grapes at one time. California raisins. They're woke. You ever ate a woke raisin? Right here. Straight out of California. It's a jerk off, man.
They
You know
heard
what
that.
though?
Heard it through the grapevine.
There's a lot of great people in California. It's just that the cities where all the idiots consolidate, make the most noise. Nobody. Get back. Anyway, got sidetracked by the wokeness. 258. All right, people. Pay attention. Pay attention. Don't get wrecked. Where would I have taken profit on Matic? To be honest, I would have taken profit at the top side of 68.3. I don't need that whole pump. Care less. I would have taken it right here. This big 15-minute candle. Bammo. So if people did not take profit in Matic, right now they're going, oh, don't worry. YouTube Jimmy said candles like this are great support. We're going to bounce here, man. Just hold on. It'll be okay. They're going to lose every dime of their profit. And then what are they going to do? The same people that are going, the bears are fucked, they'll be on Twitter next going, whale manipulation, man. What the fuck? It's a riot. It's just absolutely hilarious. And so,
or then when it bottoms out, they'll say the bears are in control just as it's about to go back up.
people have no idea. So all that being said, if you're watching this on YouTube for the first time, you'll realize I'm not YouTube Jimmy. It's okay to watch out for trading. We're not going to steer you wrong. We're not going to give you any real targets. We're going to give you some probabilities. We're going to let you know where the probability of price action going to, but there's two sides, just like I talked about earlier. You know, this thing could retrace this whole move. We could bounce off the new daily range and we could go to the fucking moon. Who knows? That's why we trade volatility, probability, and statistics. And we love to teach people to do the same. So the link to our Discord is in the description of all of our YouTube videos. Come check us out. Follow the welcome message. It'll tell you exactly what to do if you read, right? If you can read English, it'll tell you what to do. Open a support ticket. Tell us what you're thinking. Tell us what's on your mind. Even you can call me YouTube Jimmy if you want. I don't give a shit. But I want to thank everybody for watching live in the Discord. That's another perk of being part of this Discord. You can watch all this live. You don't have to wait for it to come out on YouTube, right? So, yeah, wherever you're living at in this metaverse, crazy, the simulation, right? Just like I said earlier in the chat, it's like we're already in a simulation. Now, this is all my opinion. We're already in a simulation. Now they're trying to drag everybody into some kooky metaverse where they're trying to kill the creator. It's insanity what's going on right now. But like I said in the chat, I'll damn sure trade it though. So we'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. See you guys.